Is looking for a spark, something to help lift the team out of a slump that's resulted in 3 consecutive losses. We're in Charlotte today, and the Hornets coming off a gritty victory. First touch. The home whites for Oklahoma City, but of course that's changing now these days in the NBA. The corner three for Ferguson, bang! That's a great start. Westbrook.
Stock still rising.
Westbrook hammers that ball out of the hands of Nikola Batum. A 2-on-1 break finished with a two-handed flush by George.
It's a dunk on the other.
Russell Westbrook with a steal on the Hornets' opening possession. 19 straight games with a steal. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist with it.
Dwight Howard.
We talked about the matchup between Westbrook and Kemba Walker. Kidd-Gilchrist, 3 baskets. George on the near side now, checked by Marvin Williams, rocking back and coming up offline, but there's Adams to stick it back.
Dwight Howard missed time. Kemba Walker, Batum.
Anthony ducking underneath. Adams, another offensive rebound and another stick back. Steven rolls to Walker. Adams has to pick himself up on the decks of the floor, unbalanced here for a second. Steven does get back with a straight line drive for Kidd-Gilchrist.
Oh, you got to stop.
Westbrook thinking about it, trying to give it to one of his fellow All-Stars on the near wing. George knocks it down for 3. Possession, Paul George 2 of 3 in the early going after shooting 5 of 14 the other night. Here we go again. Bang! The rebound. Williams, a teammate on that national championship North Carolina team in 05 with Raymond Felton. They're good friends. Kemba Walker, friend of nobody on the floor, wearing a white uniform, and he scores on the up and under. Westbrook splits the double team. He's blocked by Kidd-Gilchrist.
I believe Carmelo Anthony and Raymond Felton is going to join me tomorrow afternoon.
Thunder with an extended possession. They won the battle for a 50-50 ball, and off that three-point shooter, Kaminsky trying for the lob, but threw it off the back of the iron. Over the top. Westbrook says, you know what, I think we can get the timing down on this. He feeds shooting.
That's why those 2 guys, Russ, gets over 60% of his assists on plays like that involving Steven Adams.
Walker outside for 3, scores.
Steven Adams, the rim running.
Was fouled, wanted an and one as it is. That basket makes it a 5-point game. Westbrook pulls up in front of Kaminsky and 1. Switches to him. Shot clock getting deep. Lamb will pull up the 3-point line. Miss everything wide right. Nice pass by Felton ahead to Graham with a sledgehammer that draws oohs and ahs from this crowd.
Folks, much needed score in transition for the Thunder. Grant done at the offensive end for the Hornets.
Grant drives Kaminsky off the free throw line, and then a tough turnaround. Shane going it to stick it back. Carter Williams flying it up the floor. Graham will jump stop, will score, and he's fouled.
Team second unit did a pretty good job last month in Oklahoma City.
On the screen roll, the kick out to Abrinas. Si, senor! Grant finds Abrinas in the near corner.
I'm going to give Jeremy Grant a little props on that. He could have gotten all the way to the rim.
Kidd-Gilchrist, or rather, Carter Williams extending and scoring. Franchise history. Kemba Walker is within striking distance. Jeremy Lamb driving it outside. The extra pass in the corner to the rookie Monk scores for 3.
Excellent coaching in the NBA.
Abrinas, the corner for 3. The Thunder is 2 of 8 shooting in the quarter. Alex, though, driving, scores on the reverse. Picking up Malik Monk, who crosses over, then steps back and rattles down another.
Guarding Kaminsky that entire play, giving up about 8 inches.
Westbrook creating contact. He's fouled. He scores. He'll have a 3-point. Still struggling in the run of play. 1 of 4 after shooting 5 of 19 last night. Williams fouled there by Abrinas. That's an and 1. At least that shot and bank it home before Adams can get there. Westbrook with kind of a modified Euro step. The basket goes and put him up. Thrown out. He's walking off the floor. Fan is taking a picture of him as he goes off, and he slapped the phone out of the guys. Charlotte averages 28 free throws a game. Walker again with that crossover. A dozen points for him, and he ties the ball game again for the 4th time. Over the top, George. Oh, got a step on Batum. Russell makes him pay.
They got to call the foul.
He's 19. Now, you could read that as the Hornets doing a nice job of defending without fouling. Batum finds Williams for the straightaway 3. Shot clock deep. Westbrook up, firing and scoring. Russell is having himself a quarter. 11.
Guys push off all the time in situations like that.
Nice job of trapping the ball, and then Adams recovers to take a run at Batum. Williams, though, is open at the three-point line on the other side, and off the bounce he scores.
In the game from that 12-point deficit that they had.
Ferguson, baseline, gives it up to the big man. Adams deep, too strong, gets it back. Steven flushes it.
Reactive to have to do that all again for another possession.
Well, just as we discussed the subject, Westbrook finding Adams. Oh my goodness, that's just so pretty. And the Thunder, Gilchrist with the rebound. Batum, the trailer three. Terrence Ferguson was trying to. Anthony pulls up with the nail and scores.
Big punishing screen, number 12 in white. Hornets as well.
Ferguson or defended Nick Batum just
to the Thunder. Can you convert and capitalize off this turnover?
Adams screen. Anthony scores. Yes, the answer would be yes.
I guess to my point.
Foul, so be aggressive and you can do a little damage with the clock stop. Westbrook attacking. Kaminsky gets it back. He scores.
This is where we are today.
7 rebounds, 6 assists for Westbrook. Batum given a little bit of room to shoot by Grant, and he scores. Nikola Batum.
Knock him down.
Walker, the straightaway three, challenged by Grant, equal to that challenge.
And because
Walker steps back. And then the tip for Kaminsky.
Can't let Kaminsky.
But there's an internal clock, isn't there?
No, absolutely. You know, he's got one going right here, Paul George.
He sure does. PG-13, boy, taking his man all the way to the rim, just shooting 1 of 5 in the quarter.
And that's just a solid offense, just recognizing the mismatch. I don't know if you can call it a mouse in the house.
Carter Williams giving room. Great job of controlling that put back there.
Now get that, obviously that three at the end of the third quarter there.
Eustace for threes, got it. Big 3-point rebounds and a blocked shot in Minnesota. Been a while since he made a three. Abrinas for another, and he's got it. Abrinas for the triple.
By Alex Abrinas, a little catch and shoot. Didn't really hold on to that basketball very much.
In the act, score the basket.
Attempts by the Hornets in the third quarter.
Felton will drive, he'll kick. Patterson in the corner, three, bang! The Thunder
found their offense in the most unlikeliest of places here at the bench.
Land gets behind the defense and scores. This is what you need, though, from your bench.
The same.
Felton playing a little two-man with Grant, giving a little bit of room, and he scoops and he scores. Raymond. Felton crossing over, crossing back. Leaving Grant a wide open three, scores! He's been spending time in the weight room, and he's able to play a much more physical brand of basketball at either end of the floor. But he goes for the steal off that gamble. Felton makes him pay. Thunder playing with Westbrook, Felton, Abrinas, Anthony, and Adams. Ray Felton just continues to pour it on out of field goal. Thunder asserting itself defensively. Adams on the pick and roll, cocking the hammer.
A little bit of work here to do. Time is certainly against the Hornets, but continue to score. That's what I'd like to see, that offense just continue to produce points.
Westbrook wanted to return it to Adams, but
let the Hornets come chase you.
Thunder's done a terrific job of protecting the basketball here in the second half. Westbrook feathers that one down. Russell giving the Thunder a 13
here in the second half. First of all, you've kept the Hornets off the free throw line.
Williams for three. Marvin Williams with the Hornets' first made Thunder, and a good lift to start the game. Did a pretty good job of defending without fouling for most of the night.
Absolutely. And it's been just a nice marriage between the starters and the bench this afternoon to get this win. Now, this is a big win for the Thunder, especially the way you did it. You had to come back, as you see the two All-Stars, Russell Westbrook and Kemba Walker, talking. Now